This is the throttle body of KTM 390 Duke and we are adjusting this throttle plate. Adjustment of this throttle plate is set by the manufacturer and it doesn't need periodic adjustment during the operation of the motorcycle. However, this motorcycle had an issue of RPM fluctuating during idle, due to which I was doing some trial and error and I just messed up with this throttle plate stop screw. And this now needs an adjustment. This screw stops the throttle plate operation inside the throttle body. When the throttle is fully closed, this plate is supposed to be at a certain specified point inside the throttle body, such that it doesn't seat completely to the internal surface of the throttle body and nor it has gap like this. If it is seated completely onto the internal surface, that is what causes a sticky throttle. And in case if there is gap like this, there will be RPM fluctuations in the motorcycle as there is uncontrolled amount of air going in. So it is important to adjust this throttle plate stop screw such that the throttle plate is not completely seated and nor it has a gap. To adjust it, this throttle stop screw is loosened completely until there is gap between the screw and the stopper. It is then slowly tightened until it touches this stopper. A drop of Loctite is applied onto this thread so that it doesn't get loosened over time due to vibrations. This screw is then tightened to a point that it just touches the stopper. As you can see, as we tighten it, the stopper is starting to move. So we just tighten it to a point that it should be able to withstand the pressure from the stopper. So this is loose. So that's it. This can also be differentiated based on the sound it produces when the stopper hits the screw. So with the screw loosened, this is the sound it produces, and as and when we tighten the screw, and now the stopper is touching the screw, and a bit more for a fine tune. And that's it. We'll leave the screw at this point and we'll now check the throttle plate position. It's not sticking and nor it has a gap, so this should be perfectly alright. And finally we add another drop of thread locker onto these threads on the other side of the stopping screw. And if your throttle plate doesn't stick or have a gap like this screw need not to be touched at all. Once the throttle plate is set, it's always a good idea to check the throttle position sensor. And I will be making another complete video on testing the throttle position sensor. Until then, stay tuned. Many thanks for watching and please subscribe for much related information on the repairs.